Hi, it's Miss Lisa, and I'm back on the porch for Porch Time Story Time. And today I have a book for you called Clayboy. And it might sound familiar to you if you know the book about the gingerbread man. You might recognize it as being a similar story. This version is called Clayboy. It's by Mira Ginsburg with the pictures by, and it says JOS with a period, which sometimes is an abbreviation for the full name of Joseph. Joseph A. Smith. Clayboy. Oh, let me read you this note from the inside. This theme of Clayboy appears in the folklore of many countries with a variety of plots and details. This version was freely developed from Russian sources, which means that this is a variation on a Russian folk tale, which I believe Mira actually said in the front. Yes, adapted from a Russian folk tale by Mira Ginsburg. The nice thing about folk tales is that sometimes, depending on the person actually telling it to you, it might sound a little bit different, but you might say, that sounds familiar. Somebody told me that story before, but they put their own spin on it. So here we go. Clayboy. Let me hold this back. There's a few more words here today on this page. In the village where I was born, there lived a long, long, long time ago an old man and an old woman, Grandma and Grandpa. One day, Grandpa found a piece of clay and fashioned it into a little clay boy. He put it by the fire to dry and said to Grandma, "Our children are all grown up, and they are so very far away. We will have a new child now, so we will not be alone." See the clay boy he's making. The clay boy dried out by the fire, and suddenly he moved his hands. Then he moved his feet. Then he jumped up and he said, "I am here, and I am hungry." And also the gardeners are here today. I forgot the timing, so you might hear the gardeners while I'm reading to you on the porch. So Grandma gave him some milk, and Grandpa gave him some bread. In a wink, the clay boy gulped it all down and said, "More! I want more!" He ate, and he ate, and he grew, and he grew, and he ate up all the food in the house, and he still said, "More! More!" But they had no more. So he gulped down the chickens, and he gulped down the geese, and the cat, and the dog, and he got bigger, and bigger, and bigger, and then gulp, he swallowed Grandma, and then gulp, he swallowed Grandpa. Then thump, 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 he went out of the house on his big clay feet, and thump, 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 he went down the street. He met two women bringing water from the well. Gulp! He swallowed them, pails and all. He met a peasant with a wagon load of hay. Gulp! He swallowed the peasant and the wagon and the horse and the hay. This is kind of reminding me a little bit of Abioyo. Thump, 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 he went, and gulp, gulp, he swallowed everyone he met until there was nobody in the village. And he still cried, "More, more, I want more." He came out of the field where a little white goat with golden eyes was grazing on a hill. "Ho!" he cried, "I found more food. I'm gonna eat you now." And the little white goat looked down at the clay boy and he said, "I'm ready. You can eat me if you wish, but don't trouble to climb up the hill. Just close your eyes and open your mouth, and I will jump right inside." So the clay boy closed his eyes, and he opened his big mouth, and he waited. And the little white goat bent down his head and his horns. He aimed his horns, and he took a big giant leap straight into his big fat belly. Crash! The clay boy broke into 100 pieces, and out tumbled Grandpa and Grandma and the chickens and the geese and the cat and the dog and all the neighbors and the pails and the cart and the horse and the hay. And everybody laughed and sang and danced around the little white goat. They painted his horns golden to match his eyes. And they said, "We will never ever forget how clever little goat saved our village from the greedy clay boy." And they told the story to their children, to their children's children. And I heard it from my grandma, who was a child of a child of a child. And now I have told it to you, and it is your turn to tell it to anybody who will listen. And that is Clay Boy. And I'm Miss Lisa, and I'm out on the porch, and it's getting a little windy. I have one more book for you today. I will see you in a few minutes. Bye-bye.